So this is a Lunar Lexon 550, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have your gas regulator on the bulkhead with your gas pipe work coming down to the bottle itself. The pipe work going to the bottle is a reverse thread fitment going into the top of it. So you need to turn this the opposite way to release the thread to what you would normally on a normal thread. On top of the bottle you have your gas open, which is gas on essentially, and gas closed, which is gas off. So you turn the gas valve on to allow the gas through to the Caravan and spin it back round clockwise to turn the gas supply back off. Carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles on board the van at any point. Down the side of the van you have your wind down legs on either side at the front, and they are just there for stabilising the Caravan, not lifting the Caravan. If you lifted the Caravan with these, it could potentially damage the floor of the van. You then have your Truma heating and hot water flow. This is essentially there for when you've got the heating system, a hot water system running on gas, and you would need to remove that cover for each use. You then have your dog shower attachment. Yeah, you pop this cap off and you can put a dog shower in there. You have your water filter in the top here, and then you have your water pump connection, which is very simple to use. You put the pump out to the side of the Caravan with the blue trigger, and push it into the side of the Caravan with the blue trigger also. You then have your battery box with your mains power lead coming into the side of the Caravan. The mains power lead is simply there to get power from the site to the van itself. And the battery, you can disconnect one of the battery terminals if you wish to during the winter, so it doesn't drain the battery down. The wheel nuts, will torque the wheel nuts before the Caravan leaves site, so you can see they've been tightened correctly and they'll be done to the correct manufacturer setting. Fresh water that goes in the front of the Caravan has to come out somewhere, and that comes out through these grey pipes on the side of the van. You have 2 bits of grey pipe work that go into these circles just here on the outside. Push them into place and they'll drop down inside your waste master. At the back of the Caravan, just here, you have your toilet flush tank. You'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And in the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap here is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. You'll need to put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. You also then got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the rear of the Caravan on either side, you have your wind down legs to stabilise the van, and again they are just there for stabilising rather than lifting. You then have your underbed storage for at the rear of the Caravan, and like I said, that is just for access to the storage underneath the beds at the rear. You then got your 2 fridge vents. The 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of these you'll also find a gas flue for the fridge system on board the Caravan. Wet storage locker at the front of the van, so you can put your wet accessories in there, open it up and you'll be able to put the accessories in. And then you've got your barbecue gas point down the front here and your wind down legs on either side of the van. Going inside the Caravan you'll hear the radios on. I'm just going to turn that down as we go inside. Now I can find it. There we go. So I'm just going to turn that down for now, but as you can see the radio is working as it should. The first thing I'd advise you to do is once you come inside the Caravan is come underneath the seat on the far right hand side of the Caravan. And to make sure you're ready to fill the water system, you'll make sure that yellow drain down valve is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. If you want to drain the water system down, that valve would need to be upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat. So like I said, to fill the system, parallel with the floor. You'd also come over to your mains trip switches. And as you can see on the outside, we've already got power connected. And just to test that, I'd advise you press the test switch. If the test switch on the end here drops down, as it has done, that means there is power coming into the Caravan from the Caravan site you're on. At the bottom of each of these trip switches, it will tell you what each one is for. And at the bottom, you've got your 12 volt fuses for the 12 volt auxiliary systems. So, we've got the yellow valve parallel with the floor at the front of the Caravan. And we're going to then come over to the control panel, turn on the master power switch just here. You've got your voltmeter at the top to check the battery level on board the Caravan. You've then got your awning light on the left hand side here, which will turn the light on the outside of the Caravan. You've got your internal light switch for your 12 volt lighting on board the Caravan. which will turn all the lights off. And then you've got your water pump switch just here that allows the water pump to run on board the Caravan. Now to fill the water system up, as you can see, we've already got the yellow valve shut underneath the seat, and we've put all the tap underneath the seat parallel with the floor. We're then going to open all the water taps up on the hot side of the water system, as we've done here. That's all of the taps open on the hot side. Come back to the control panel by the door and turn the water pump on. Now I already know the water system's filled up on this van, hence why I've just turned the tap on. But you'll see water running out of the tap in the kitchen, water running out of the tap in the washroom area, and also when I turn the shower tap on, water running out the shower tap. Once you've got water running out of all of these taps continuously, you'll come over to every tap on board the Caravan and shut all of the taps back off. At that point, you can actually start thinking about warming the water on board the Caravan. So, down in the front left-hand corner of the Caravan, you'll see you've got this little switch down here, which is for your Ultra store. Think of it as a water store, not the Ultra store, because then you remember it's to do with your water system. You have two different options for running your water heating on electric. You'll see down the bottom here it says 230 volt. You can have it on around 35 to 40 degrees when you have this switch pressed up. And if you have it pressed down, you can have the water heater on around 50 to 60 degrees of water temperature. So that will warm up on the electric side of the water heating. If you've got no mains power coming to the Caravan, you would need to use it on gas, or if you're wanting to boost the water system for when you're showering on board the Caravan. So, to do this, we have a control panel just inside the door, below the main control panel. To get the water system to ignite on gas, it's very simple to do. When it's off, it will be in this central position. Press the switch upwards for 50 degrees of water temperature when you're showering on board the van, or when you're wanting the water system to warm up. You'll have a green light appear on this side when the water system ignites, and if it fails to ignite, you'll have a red light appear on the left hand side of this control panel. The same if you want it on 70 degrees, flick the switch down and it will warm up to 70 degrees of water heating. Green light on this side when it ignites, and if it fails to ignite, you'll have a red light on the left hand side. To the left hand switch of the Ultra Store switch, you'll see it says Ultra Heat. So this is your heating for the Caravan. That's where this heater down here comes in. Now, depending on what Caravan site you're on, you'll have the option of running 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power coming into the Caravan. So we've got a dial here on the outside, and I don't think you can quite see it in the video. Let me shut the door. Hopefully now you can just about see the green light behind here. There we go, just there, if you can see that in the video. The green light indicates I've got power going to the heating system, and now I've selected 500 watts. It means the heating system on board the Caravan will run with 500 watts of power as its primary source. If you're on a site where you've got 1000 or 2000 watts of power available, you can again select the relevant power source down the side here, and you can control the temperature of the heater between 1, which is the lowest setting, and 9 being the highest setting, on the dial in the centre. With this turned on, you can actually then come over to the heater, and if you wanted to use blown air, which is very similar to what you've got in your car, and these two vents down here come in to play, you can use the dial on the left hand side top of the heater to select that. The dots here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. Put the switch over to the left hand side to this wave symbol, and that means continuous blown air heating. The A on the right hand side is automatic blown air, so essentially this means it's going to cut in and out with the thermostat on board the Caravan. So, like I said, continuous blown air to come out the heat vents around the Caravan. Dot in the centre, heat out the front of the heater, and the A is your automatic blown air, which cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the Caravan. On top here you have your fan speed for the blown air heating system. On the right hand side of the heater on top you have the option to run gas heating. So you spin this dial around on top, you'll hear the electric igniter cut in, and to get it to ignite on gas you'll press down the gas valve and continue to hold down the gas valve until it has fully ignited on gas. Once it has fully ignited on gas, down in this window down the front here you'll see your blue pilot light. Now once that blue pilot light is on, we recommend to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds then slowly release the valve. You can then control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top, a bit like a barbecue, for instance. To turn the gas supply back off, you have to turn it past the 0 back towards the 10 to allow the igniter and the gas supply to turn off completely. Your hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. And like I said, they'll just, with your igniter on the front, you'll be able to ignite it and run from the gas bottle in the front of the Caravan, which you need to have turned on to make that work. You've then got your microwave, which again, use like a standard household microwave, select your wait time, etc. at the bottom, hit the start button and off she goes. The next thing we're going to come to is the fridge system on board the Caravan. To turn the fridge on or off, you've got this power button on the front, so you press the power button and the fridge will come on. Once it loads, you'll see that at the moment we're connected to mains power and we're using mains power as the power supply for the fridge. I can control the fridge temperature on this button on the right hand side, and as you can see, the bars get higher as I press it. That means the fridge is at its coldest setting when all 5 bars are lit up. If I want to change the power source, I've got the option to run 12 volt from the car we're towing with. So essentially what that means is if you're connected to the car at the front of the Caravan, you can have the control panel turned off inside the door, just up the top there. However, you can still use the fridge as a cool box. So you can come inside once you connect to the car. The blue light will go solid here as long as you've got a 12 volt supply coming from the car to the Caravan. Turn the fridge on, obviously, and then you'll be able to control the power source on this button on the left hand side and the temperature on the right hand side. Now, the fridge on gas, we would advise before you try and ignite the fridge on gas that you ignite the hob first and let the hob run for 5 to 10 seconds just to allow the gas to go around the whole gas system. The reason for that is the hob is actually the last point of the gas system. You'll then select gas, and essentially if it ignites on gas or stays ignited on gas, the blue light here is your pilot light for the fridge. If that starts flashing blue and comes up with a 9 and a spanner symbol on this control panel just here, it means it has failed to ignite. The last part of the Caravan we're going to go through is the toilet system in the bathroom. So going into the bathroom, just behind this shower door, you will see the toilet system. Now the toilet itself actually turns for your convenience. Give me a second just to put the door in position. So, on top of the toilet you have an electric flush to make the toilet system work, or to flush, sorry. You have a red indicator light just here on the top of the toilet as well to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is full. The toilet seat, like I said, for your convenience, turns to different positions. However, to remove the cassette from underneath the van, the toilet does need to be back pointing towards the shower wall on the far side. Below the toilet, a little bit hard to show you in this video, but just down here you've got this grey waste handle that you can just about see. You'll need to push that grey waste handle towards the wall furthest away from us to allow the toilet waste to go into the cassette under the van. We do advise you open that before you use the loo, so it doesn't sit on top of that plate, whichever, or depending on what you've used the toilet for. Also, you do need to make sure that toilet flap is back in the shut position prior to removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, just due to the fact that if it is open, it will stop you from removing the cassette due to the fact it will lock it in place. So as I said, this is the Lunar Lexon 550. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site later today to collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.